Hello, hello, hello. Happy Saturday. What are we doing today? I'm doing nothing. Finished mowing the yard because I had to get rid of the stringy things. As you know, we got to keep the grass low so we can see where we're stepping. Hi, Cookie. Thank you for putting that link in there. I pinned it. I have some books I'm going to show. Oh, and Cookie, I updated my website. You'll be proud of me. I meant to mention it yesterday. Actually, I did it Thursday. Hey, Ava Lee. Hi, Azaya. Good morning, Becky. Azaya, did you get your pictures? I sent your pictures. I was walking today, this morning, because y'all know I walk in the morning. And as I was walking, I came across this leaf. But I don't know what tree it came from unless the leaf has been distorted. So I meant to, but it inspired me. So today we have favorite color day. So I want you to think about what your favorite color, outside of what your favorite, like what color makes your life happy when you're not, like yellow is my go-to color. Purple is my favorite color. Blue is the color I use when I want to smile and really, really get up and, move forward. Yellow is the one that I'm going to grab after that because I want to shine hope and I want to feel warm, maybe. Isaiah says, me and my mom are going to go hang out today. Where y'all going? Y'all going? I like hangouts. I missed the hangout message. Well, y'all have fun hanging out today. Okay, let me take a picture of it and see. I'm gonna see what. Hey, Paula K. We're gonna see what Miss Google tells me. Because on the walk this morning, I looked and I looked and I was just like, I just don't see this leaf. I do have a bunch of trees in my yard, y'all. So, you know. It says it's from a tulip tree. I don't have a tulip tree. So this one had to come from way away because I wish I had a tulip tree in my yard. So that tells me it must be somewhere because a tulip tree puts off these beautiful blooms. And I have not seen, but y'all know Mr. McCoy cut things down. But this comes from a very mature tree. So I'm going to have to go in the back and do some recon. But that is what the leaf is. That's what it is. That's what it looks like. I'll tell you what. That would be great. I wish I had it like right in my yard. So I think it's in the field next door, and I think the wind blew, because we had a little storm yesterday. So I think the wind blew it over. But isn't it beautiful? And to have this color at this time of year because it's summer. Well, is it summer yet? I think we're in summer now. I'm not sure. Hi, Zell. How are you? Anybody else popped in? I got Paula K. Good afternoon from a very rainy with thunderstorms, Barbados. I still think I would love to be in Barbados because after the thunderstorm, there comes sunshine and walking on the beach. It'd be right there. So this color made me pull out my Magello watercolor palette because I knew I wasn't going to have to mix this color because I know this color is already at hand, literally right there. So I figured I'd put it in this. We got that color, we got that color there, that color, everything. It's just it's a beautiful leaf. So as I was sitting there drinking my coffee this morning and it just was sitting in front of me and I was just like, oh, that's beautiful. And that's all I did. Took a deep breath. Came back in the house, brought my coffee cup back in, went and got on the mower, did about 30 minutes worth of mowing, getting those tall grass, those things that I don't like. So we just kind of right around the house. So that way, if anything's out there, I can see it. Because why? It's that time of year. Did you have to pay attention where you put your feet on Easy Living Ranch? Summer started officially around June. Okay, cool. All right. So, hi, Jennifer. How are you? Are you still traveling and enjoying the world? Did I say hey, Avalie? Hi, Dory. How y'all doing? Welcome, 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 welcome. Let me get my welcomes first because I was going right into what I was doing because I got excited. I'm still excited about the lead. But welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday, World Watercolor Month 2026. You get to see me, your girl, Karen McCoy, over here in the studio, Create Joy, where we slap paint on paper to heal one brushstroke at a time. We're a community that comes together to take care of self. We don't think about others. We think about how can we heal ourselves so that we can be a better person for everyone else around us. We check in on our hearts every day. We accept our responsibility for whatever we need to do to help other people gain their peace. We like to have conversations about peace. And we're doing it all through our emotional intelligence so that we can have joy, peace, give ourselves grace, and love on ourselves. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. If this is your first time here, if you're on Team Replay and you're like, I don't know who this is, hey, welcome. Hang out with us. Give us some time. Give us a little try. Go back and look at the playlist for World Watercolor Month. My normal time to be here on YouTube is on Mondays and Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. But because it's World Watercolor Month 2026, I'm here all month long and is. So, hello and welcome. Hit that thumbs up, that bell, that thumbs up, and then if you haven't subscribed, don't worry about it right now. If you're in the chat, you're in the balcony and you're live, don't worry about it right now. Hang out with me for a little bit because you might not like it. You might not want to deal with it. And then I don't want you to have to go and mess up my analytics by unsubscribing. So just give us about 30 minutes. And if you're still here, and if you're definitely still here by the end of the live, or the end of the replay, do hit that subscribe button and that bell notification. But right now, don't worry about it. We're just going to hang out, and I'm happy that you're here, truly, whether you are live or on Team Replay. So grab your coffee. Even if you're not creating something, you might have your journal, take notes, because every now and then I drop some little paint droppings that you might want to put in your journal. I don't know. Or maybe you're just taking a well-deserved pause. I love that. And if you chose to come over here and listen at me, I really, really appreciate that. So today we're going to take a deep, deep breath because that's what I've already done. I've just sat out there looking at the leaves, looking at the colors, being inspired. So don't get too busy. But life can get busy, but I don't want you to get too busy. So let me talk about this book. I don't know if this is, I don't think, I'm not sure. I updated my website, slappingpaintonpaper.com, with all my journals, my junk journals that I've created, my art journals. I've put them all on my website. I was so proud of me. But this one right here, I pulled out of my watercolor basket of books. I took First of all, it's Coptic stitch. So this is handmade. Hey, Saul. This is handmade. Oh, you're back to work, Jennifer. Okay. Well, you got some great memories. Um, I took some pages. I don't think I cut these. No, these were regular size pages that I got in a pad. And so once I was finished with it, I liked the fact that it was a learning book or whatever. See, it was learning all the things I do now. This is life before, like when I was learning how to do my peonies and put a bottom on it, a butt and different things. This is probably 3, 4 years ago. And I pulled them out and I just turned it into a book because it still has pages that I can use. Look at that. I was been playing. I realized on here I was very, very rigid. There's no spills, there's no bursts. So I was being very controlling right there. So you can look back and see. This is in the beginning of me using a filbert brush. But this is what I want to inspire you to do is to, when you do create, kind of save your pages. Don't throw them away. That way you get to go back and look at what you've done. So this one is, it's not really signatures, it's just individual pages, and I think it is individual. Let's see, did I do it? No, it's two per. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 20. So it's 22 pages. 22, because each one has two per stitch. These two are stitched together. Well, look at that. So I can go back. I could do something else to these, but I don't want to. Why? Because I want to continue to look at what I've done. And I get to see how far I've grown. Like, look, my butts are definitely gotten better than that. Like that flower looks like it's coming this way instead of supposed to be going upside down or that way. My roses. So you get to look back and see. So this is just another idea of how I keep up with a lot of my prints. A lot of my prints that I don't sell. So this one right here, it's got a lot of texture on that cover. And these are, like I said, these are mine. And I get to go through and just look at, I got better with my roses. Look at those petals, the leaves. Look at, oh, look at. Now this one was done in 22. I remember doing this one because I was on the porch at my mama's house. Excuse me. This one was when I learned that I was okay with slapping gesso over my watercolors and they were going to pop out and come back out. They're not going to stay covered under the gesso. Look at, oh, look at that purple. Doesn't that just make your heart happy? So all of these, my roses, just practice. I took them. So these are in a book, colors, color swatching. That's pretty. And then we have this one. And so this is twofold. At the same time that I was doing these books, combining these, I was also learning, teaching myself how to Coptic stitch. Now these stitchings right here, I know this was in the beginning because I don't rush. I wasn't rushing because I was learning. Look at that braid. Now it depends on what it is. I kind of, get on through it. But this one, I put fabric on it. I think this one might be a little mixed media. Yeah, there's no front and back. Oh, I hate I didn't put a date on these, but some of these, this is 22, 23. Yeah, I can look at them and tell because just I've decided I don't like putting stuff in bowls or in vases. I don't. Yeah, this is 23 because this is, I think, Christy Rice's thing. I like when they're like this. But every now and then I might go back and try to put them in there. I don't know. So again, it's just something, if you know how to stitch or you know how to Coptic stitch, or if you just know how to put together a junk journal, take some of your watercolors, pages or mixed media pages, whatever, gel prints, gel pulls, whatever, and put them together. These are the kiddos. This is Azalea's flower. So she's in the book. And of course the girls, just me and my girls. I drew these from a stamp. I stamped the little eyes, nose, and things from, I think it was Dina Wakley, or that other girl I have a face stamp from, and then I did the other stuff. See, way back when I was writing Grace, and now I have a whole stamp for Grace. Just go back. Oh, that is beautiful. You go back and look at your stuff and say, oh, and we got some pages in here that I can continue doing. Now, this is the thing that I didn't understand what I did. This was supposed to be together. I just realized why I didn't. Because this one is bigger than this one. So I didn't want to cut it down. So I just made another one. I think this one is mixed media, maybe. No, it's watercolor too. Oh, look at that. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, this is when I learned to, well, not learn, but really decided that I like to put all the flowers down, put all the leaves, and then put a color to make it look like it's just a bouquet kind of coming up out of the page. Very detailed. I really like doing that. It makes a little drama. It dramas it out. And we okay. We're not scared of the white, white. So because it's World Watercolor Month, I thought I'd share those with you. These are my personal, like I still pull these out and use them because there's pages still in them. This one is mixed media. See, now let's look at this Coptic stitching. This was the beginning. You can look at them knots and tell I was really, really, really learning. Like I was doing it too much because I wanted my pages to make sure they went together. So I've come a long way, but I wouldn't have known that if I wouldn't have did this. We're doing a little color, primary colors, red and yellow. What's that? Territorial, whatever that colors, 6 colors. Learning a little bit when I decided I wanted to, and then I probably left it alone because I didn't care. Learning how to make teacups, drawings. And then once I learn, pretty much I'll leave it alone. And then I'll go pull it out. Oh yeah, this is the mixed media one. Got texture on there, made my butterflies pop up. And this one, oh that, what's in it? Look at that. You see that texture on that page. But the base of this page was watercolor. And then I build upon it. My birds, red birds, cardinals, they're all out. Saw a couple on my walk this morning. And then more pages that I've already prepped and kind of got ready. Okay. If white pages just kind of like, oh my God, where am I going to get started? Just slap some paint on it. Just put it on there, save it for later, and then it might come up and, make you decide you want to do something. You don't have to worry about it. That's only if white pages bother you. Because some people, they get paralyzed. Like me, white coat, I have white coat syndrome. And my doctor, I already know she's coming in with a white coat on. So when the girl comes and she tells me, she's like, your blood pressure's a little high. I'll be like, just give me about 10 minutes and come back and check it. It's because I know I was coming to the doctor. I know that I'm sometimes going to, I'll be worried about if I'm going to get good news. I stress myself out, right? So when you know these things, then you kind of go in knowing them and then you okay. It'll be like, yeah, no chick don't have that white coat on. Cause I mean, that's her thing. Now my other doctor, I told her I had white coat syndrome. When she would see that she had me, she would just take her jacket off and leave it hanging on the door. And so we're cool with that. And I knew, I don't know. It's a psychological thing. White coats have always just meant I'm sick. There's a problem. It's probably that's a childhood thing because I used to be in the hospital at like 7, 8 years old with stomach problems and things, and all the doctors used to come in. They came in with all these white coats. Then when you go and when each time I had a baby, luckily my doctor usually wouldn't come in with a white coat on, so there wasn't too much stress there. But yeah, that's just how it is. Hope y'all enjoyed those books and hope it kind of gave you some ideas. If you got some papers floating around in your studio and you're just like, what the heck am I do with them? Turn them into little books. Or if you turn them into little books like I did with my art journals, I just stapled up the papers together so that whoever gets them, they can add their art to what's already created in my art. That's what I love about it. It's like a collaboration. So that's great. Going to the doctor is a little nerve wracking anyway, especially as we get older. Absolutely. But that white coat thing been with me for a while. Even when I take my kids to the doctor, be like, oh, it's gonna be wrong with them. So much so, I tell the kids, don't be running around here getting messed up. You should tell them quick. I don't have time to go to the doctor. It wasn't I didn't have time to go to the doctor. It's just I would get terrified to go because that meant if I got to take one of them to the doctor, to the emergency room, they're sick, and oh my God, it just spiraled down. So I realized that later on in life. So if you feel like when you get ready to go to the doctor, maybe you have white coat syndrome, have a conversation, right? Avalee says, I'm back. My granddaughter called, that fabulous granddaughter. Oh, after her track meet. Won 2 medals today. Long jump, second place, and 400 third place. Nice, Avalee. Love it. Where's your granddaughter at? I need to call my granddaughter. She runs track too. Um, the one that's in Joshua's oldest daughter. All right, so we're gonna pull some paint out because it's World Watercolor Month, and we're gonna slap some paint on. Y'all, I want to show y'all all the stuff I did last night on my gel plate, but I'm gonna give World Watercolor Month its time. Then, if you're still here, remind me to show you all the yumminess that's literally around my desk. Because I started out with watercoloring, and then I just kind of needed to just slap some paint on the gel plate. All right, we got this one. Anybody put in their favorite color? I don't know what color that kind of, because we're going to be talking about favorite colors, or not necessarily talking about them, but just kind of adding them to your day or whatever. So I want to remind you, because you remember this is World Watercolor Month, and I'm here every day. So I kind of want to continue to remind you, because you get to hear it every day, that we're still taking care of ourselves. We're still honing in on our emotional intelligence, and we're still checking in with ourselves, asking ourselves if we find ourselves upset, mad, or whatever. We're giving ourselves daily reminders, because I'm here daily, right? And so when I wrote in my journal this morning, I gave myself 5 reminders for today, and all of it was centered around peace and, of course, emotional intelligence, and all of that leads to joy. Teal. Oh, I love teal. So your well-being is why I'm talking about them for me. Oh, she's in Maryland too. Okay. I would have been there, but still waiting for them to come fix the AC. Oh Lord, no, we can't be without AC. Yes, Avalee, we need to wait on them old AC guys to come and fix it. Fix it, Jesus. That man on TikTok be fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. Every time something go wrong, he's just like, oh Lord, fix it, Jesus. I'd be like, yes, fix it, fix it, fix it. I ain't got time. That's a pretty color. So these are my where's that purple box? I found it. Magello. They're from Japan. These are the most expensive paints that I own. If I don't know what color to use, I'll usually grab the grays. Really, Becky? Let's talk about that. Why the grays? Interesting. I am watercoloring with you, Karen. Oh, coloring some cute images for release. Oh, love it. My favorite color is blue, but many of you know I'm currently into yellow ochre. That yellow ochre is the bomb. Now, you ain't never lied about that one. Look, that's how I know it's on my desk right there. Yeah, yellow ochre could be that one. Oh, let me cut me. I'm a little warm. Y'all, I'm in search of a sweet watermelon. Not seedless. I want seeds in my watermelon. I want seeds in my watermelon, like I want my beef to walk the fields. Don't want none of that processed stuff. I don't. My favorite, I got that one. I feel like magenta today. Magenta is beautiful. Magenta, I can do magenta and purple every day. But the thing about magenta, it's a beautiful color. But sometimes I don't feel the energy that it gives off, and then I'll spend my time trying to get there. So that's why I want to talk about, favorite color. I kind of made World Watercolor my favorite color day. Like when you know you're in a funk, what's the color that you slap it down and you're just like, oh, that makes me feel better. And that's kind of where I am with the yellows, with my yellows and my blue. Those are not my favorite colors. That's just how they've kind of popped out. When I see yellow in something I've created, it's just like, oh, that means I came out of the funk because the funk started out with black, right? And so then it would evolve into other colors. Okay, Becky said, gray is just a good neutral, and I like to mix in a bit of whatever color is dominant on the page already. So it will be a purple gray or a green gray. Interesting. My favorite color is new grass green and black. New grass green. I got some new cut grass in my yard. Becky, that's interesting. I don't think I like gray. Let me look. Let's walk this out. Look. Let's walk it out. Let's walk it out. Cause y'all know I like to walk things out. But as we are gonna walk things out, the reason why I want you to kind of have reminders for yourself because your well-being matters. Yes, it matters. Like everybody else is gonna, you gotta take care of people. You gotta, if you're a wife, you take care of your husband, your mom, take care of the kiddos. You kind of taking care of everybody. So while you're brushing your teeth, before you kind of even step out into the world of everybody, all right, I'm kind of liking that. But I need my cheat sheet for what kind of gray this is. It's a milky, there's a piece of paper. Becky say, I learned color theory because of this, so I see color differently sometimes. I'm here for that. Like, I am definitely here for that. I don't like, I like the color outside the line. So it doesn't mean if it's on the color wheel that we have to do it. Like if you want the things to turn out right, like you want it to, if that's your thing, great. But the color wheel is just a suggestion of colors to me. And like if I want, as a matter of fact, where my color wheel is way over there. It's way over there. I need to pull up. Let me pull up a color. Give me like something on the color wheel. Let's say color wheel. Color wheel. Where you are? I know I got one because I got it from PMR Studio. Because you got your primary, like this is what got me. You got your primary colors, secondary colors, and then that TER, TIAR colors, created when we mixing. That's what I'm thinking about. What Becky, when you said what you said about the grays and all that, that's created by mixing a primary color with an adjacent secondary color. Is that kind of what the gray does? Maybe. I don't know. Or you mixing your secondary colors. All of that was just, I got it, I learned it. And then when I started doing it, I was like, yeah, that's just not making me happy. Right. Like I like putting whatever gray that was. I would really need my cheat sheet for, if y'all ask me what colors these is, then I'll have to get the box for the cheat sheet in this and tell you what this was. But these are tourmaline. So there are two, some of them are three tones. So that's why I put them over here. When you mix them, when you put it in, it's gonna change colors anyway. So that's why I chose this palette today, because it's kind of gonna talk. But like I said, the color wheel is found. It's a tool, and we like tools. Okay, she said no because gray is not a traditional color wheel color. Ooh, but you can mix anything with gray. Really? Okay, so I don't have no gray watercolor though. What's the color in watercolor? Are we talking watercolor? Or are we talking? No, I got gray in acrylic, but I don't have gray in watercolors. I don't. I don't think so. But you're saying we can make gray. Is that what we're saying? Because we need black and white to make gray. Is that what we're saying? I feel like I want to be on the right page. Oh, I like to understand the assignment. Donut cookie. Let's put that right there. Stick into this. I don't know. I had a cheat sheet to tell me what these colors was. Okay, got it. Any pigment. All right, cool. So I want to make sure I was on the right page because that's the way I kind of like to slap paint on paper and, get some colors and see where we at. And after you slap the paint on the paper, usually something kind of comes up. But these tourmaline, um, these are all natural, like these come from the earth. So this is why I like them. And they so daggum creamy. Let's take that one. Look at that. That has a little bit of green grass, what new green grass in there. Kind of popped up in there. Kind of put that across there. Oh, look what's in my brush. Wasn't ready for that one. Any pigmented medium. Gotcha. Let me look at this box. Like, this box. You can go back to sleep. You like, what you doing? Okay. Now, how many people on here love the color wheel? I love the color wheel. I won't use the word love. In traditional art, I like the color wheel because it reminds me, like when I started gel printing, it did remind me of what colors not to put together if I wanted to keep my print. If I wanted to keep what was on the plate, then the one that I was going to pull with needed to be something different. Okay, so now with my gel printing, I don't care. Like if it gets lost in the background, then it kind of it'll start talking to me, because in life I take everything with all of my art and I apply it to life and it'd be like, okay, well, maybe today I need to just stand in the background a little bit, right? Like today when I was on my walk, this reminded me to just be bold and colorful because this leaf just popped down. And then now that I see it's from a tree that I don't even see in my yard, I think I need to, research it for real, for real. But it reminded me that my well-being mattered, right? It didn't it lets me know that I'm not an afterthought. So sometimes when I'm doing art, it doesn't need to be perfect. Because when I look at life, life isn't perfect, right? And personally, I don't want to be out here running on empty, giving everything away, and then trying to settle back over here in the studio creating from scraps. Nope. I usually say, nope, not today. So taking care of yourself isn't what I've learned. It's not selfish. It's smart. It's necessary. It's honestly and it's powerful. It's what you need to do, right? Right. And so, and at the end of the day, you deserve it. You deserve some rest. If you don't worked all week, you deserve to rest. You deserve moments that feel good to yourself. You deserve to be able to go in the bathroom and tinkle by yourself without the dogs, the kids, the husband. You just need to close the door and go in there by yourself. I remember when I was, younger and had the kiddos at home, I could never go to the bathroom by myself. Somebody always had to come. And I'm just like, why? I'm not bothering you when you go to the bathroom. But you deserve moments that make you feel good. So remember to check in with yourself, right? And that's what art does for me. So if I'm being too controlled with doing it the right way, because if you're doing it the right way, then the color wheel tells me if I'm relying on the color wheel too much, then I'm doing it too right. And I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that at all. So I've given myself permission to step away from things that make me rigid, right? And the other thing I want to remind you today is your feelings are valid. You're in charge of you. If you want to take gray, like Becky said, take gray, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna take the gray, but I don't have a gray. The closest I got to a gray is this, but I want to see what that color was. It is, I think it's granite stone cool gray. Yeah, because it's over here. And then that's the black. And then that's mine brown and brown. And that's all these are the browns over here, mahogany brown. But yeah, that's a granite stone cool gray, which has PBK 27. So it has some black in it. And then it has some white in it, which is why when you look at it, it looks milky. Love these. So these are tourmaline two-tone granulation watercolors, and there are 34 colors. And when you talk about getting finished mixing these puppies up, so we're gonna go with that gray. I just want to make sure that was, but it does have black and white, which makes gray. All right. Okay, pain gray is a good place to start. It helps to darken without really changing the color. Payne's gray, what was, I think when we were doing the color wheel one time, not the color wheel, the color combo, and that Payne's gray, man, I don't know if y'all remember all that paint I had up. Well, that Payne's gray wasn't doing me good. I was confused as mud with Payne's gray, but it was user error. Remember, sometimes it's user error. Zal says, I do like gray, then I like blue gray, um, and sometimes a purple gray when making cards. I like having black, gray, and craft cardstock for bases when I'm sick of using just white. Yeah, I do like colored bases. I've learned that. Look at that. That is pretty. And we're gonna put some more pigment on there so we can really get a good wash of it so you can see it. And then at the end, I probably, once these papers dry, I'll probably paint over them. So this one has I put a little green in it, but this is the gray, like really, really gray. Payne's gray is a whole other thing. Yeah, it is definitely a whole other thing. It was fun. It was, but I had too much paint on that gel plate. It took me forever to use up all that paint I had made because I was trying to make, what was it? It was a gray. That's what I was trying to make. It was a gray when the color combo had something with a gray in it. And I figured, why not start with Payne's gray? I'd have did better just starting with black and white. Look at that. Oh, that's pretty. That's a beautiful color. Okay, gonna let that one. Put that over there. And then the other one I have, the other reminder is no need to rush. You're doing great. That's what I told myself because I was, I was like, let me go and get rid of this walk so I can, get out of the sun because, it was getting a little warm and I knew I wanted to freshen up my yard a little bit because, I'm one of them people that got to keep my yard fresh. I love lines, just in case you didn't know, I love lines in my yard, which is why I'm on my grass. What color gray are you using, Karen? Ava Lee, so this gray right here is these tourmaline two-tone granulation watercolors, and this gray over here, it's called a granite stone cool gray. That's what this one is. And it has PBK, which is black, 27, and PW6, which is white. So black and white, it's two-tone. So the black and the white, of course, to get the gray. All right, and then the yellow, I'm gonna do this one. Let's do, we had teal. I saw teal in the chat. So that's turquoise, aqua blue. Aqua blue would be, so if we go back this way, aqua will be over here. Should be this one right here. Let's do this one, aqua blue. If you joined me for World Watercolor Month last year, then you saw this set when I got it. I was inspired by Opal and Mint. She's doing watercolor. She's doing a flower a day for World Watercolor Month. All right, let's go and look at that. And for that one, it has PB. So it has brown and wait, PB, no, blue and BK. No, BR is brown. So it has brown and blue. Hey, Carol. Carol, are we ready for the rodeo? Girl, I dreamed I was at the rodeo. I'm just saying, you were in my dreams. Carol, are you on Facebook? Are we friends on Facebook? I feel like I need to be there just in memory. I need to live vicariously through Carol. That's what I need to do. Okay, let me give you the other two reminders that I had to remind myself. Number 4 was protect my peace like it's gold. And number 5 was joy is always available no matter what I'm going through. I have to really, really, really remind myself that joy is still available to me no matter what. No matter what. And so that's why I take what your favorite color can do for your whole, your well-being. Oh, it's already done? Oh, was it yesterday? Already done. We need photos. Yes, the rodeo. Oh my God, I didn't know it was yesterday. Like, was it on YouTube? I need to live vicariously through your life. I'm just saying until we can get to Wyoming. Look at that. Okay, whoever had blue. This blue, it looks teal. It's the closest I feel like I can get to teal and blue. It's teal and blue, but it's brown. It had some brown in there. It'll dry, and once it dries, you'll be able to see. You might can see it now because you can kind of see it right there. Because remember, it's tourmaline. It's two. And if you don't know what tourmaline is, that is a mineral. I think it's a mineral. I'm a cheat sheet. I don't know, no, for sure. But I have I have answers. And these are Mission Magellan. Two-tone. See, this is how they make the paint. Put it in there. Yep. Okay, it's an honor to be with friends, just leading grandson around barrels. Oh my God, that sounds so fun. Oh, that sounds really, really, really nice. Yeah, we're gonna have to get together and meet up at the OK Corral. Because your favorite color can do more than make something look beautiful, right? It can become a reminder of how you want to feel. That's what I'm saying about when you think about your favorite color, right? How you want to live your life out and maybe how you want to carry your day out just by looking at the color. Like if you start out in the studio and you're just in a funky mood and you start just doing what I'm doing, just slapping paint on paper, literally it will make your heart feel better. It'll make you want to, like, when you intentionally bring that color into your everyday life and your thought process, it can help you create beautiful small moments. I believe it, right? Why? Because it made me come out of my grief with looking to know that there was hope for the future. It's what yellow represent for me. Like, I don't really wear my favorite color. My favorite color of all times is purple, but I don't wear a lot of purple, right? I don't. You might wear your favorite color. You might do a whole lot of painting with it. I don't even do a whole lot of painting with it. Now I don't. I used to. And the other thing, you may place it in your journal, like, and that's where I did. I would get a lot of purple ribbons, purple paper, and then each time I noticed that it allowed me to just kind of pause and just like, oh, that's pretty. And take a deep breath and then check in with myself. Be like, okay, Karen, how you feeling right now? Like, Karen, do you need anything in this moment? Like, how do you feel? Like each time I'm slapping this paint on the paper, I have to check in. So that's what I kind of want to remind, you guys, because it did me some good this morning. Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie. Stephanie from Portland, Oregon. Beginner watercolor painter. Nice. Welcome to Create Joy Studio, where we slap paint on paper so that we can heal one brushstroke at a time. We're a community over here of doing watercolor, gel printing. It's a mixed media crowd over here. But because it's World Watercolor Month 2026, we slap paint on paper and reminding ourselves to have joy no matter what's going on in our life. That's what we want to do. And Carol Buckingham is reminding us of how we can think and live vicariously through her life. Like, I'm just here. But we're going to live vicariously through color and thinking about Carol at the same time. So when you're living, like when you think of the word vicariously, y'all tell me, what do you think? What do you think? When I say living my life vicariously through color, or if you're on wanting to go to Wyoming and, hang out with Carol, in the meantime, I'm going to live vicariously through her until I can get my own horses and things. What does living life vicariously mean to you? And I have clear water so that way I can clean. I want my brush to be clean when I put down a new color. I like sparkles, kind of like a magpie. You might get bored. Might get bored what? Doing what? Living vicariously through you? I don't think so. I don't think so. But living life vicariously through color means that I kind of allow it to take me places. Like right now, my color is taking me to Wyoming, hanging out with Carol with the horses. So that means I want to step on some brown dirt, maybe. I don't know. Carol will have to give me more information so that I can know what and how, so that I can think, because I'm going to live my life vicariously through her. I'm still wanting them cinnamon rolls too. I got off of here and got me a it wasn't a cinnamon roll, but it was close. It was just a what that thing is? A ding dong. I was in the mood for chocolate. And I'm thinking today I want to make me a caramel cake. I don't know what color that one is. That's one of the browns. Let's say it's this one, tangerine orange. Yes, that's what that is. That's tangerine orange because it looks like it's brown, but it's tangerine orange. So for my orange people, and the tangerine orange has, let's see, tangerine orange. Of course, it has orange in it, but it has BK, which is black. These are so pretty. Okay, come on over. They most likely will go stale. Hey, Pika. Good morning, Pika. How are you? Oh my goodness, this one is pretty. So the thing with these tourmaline two-tone granulation watercolors, you're gonna get, I found out they weren't good colors for me to watercolor with for my flowers. So, but they are beautiful colors for me to do what I'm doing here, let them dry, and then come back on top of it and do flowers. That works for me. But this one is another pretty color. I love that one. Okay, so we got one, two, three, kind of four. Let's pick another one. Let's pick another. I need it with a proper cup of tea. A proper look, it's a proper cup of tea. Oh, Cookie, since you're here, I don't know if you saw on Team Replay or if you watched Team Replay. I needed to know if a word was okay in the UK because the movie I watched, the guy was, he was representing the UK in the movie. He said the word wasn't bad in the UK. So is that C word, which we consider here in America a bad word? Is it a okay word in the UK? I'm asking for me. I'm not asking for anybody else. I personally want to know. I like orange. Notice I have many different dresses in a variety of orange. I just came from my grandson's basketball game. I will say I do miss all the things. Not being close to my grandchildren, all the things that they kind of do. She is asking about see you next Tuesday. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Should I have not said that out loud either? I be trying not to have to put the thing on my, because y'all remember I told you a story. I learned that if that was a bad word when a girl told me to go and tell the teacher. She was like, "Oh, you're just such a nice," and I was like, she gave me the whole thing, and the lady looked at me all crazy. I was just like, "Oh Lord, I was in trouble." Carol, you don't need to understand. It's a bad word, Carol. We won't mention it. Yeah, you don't need to understand. I just want to know because in the movie with J Lo, Office Romance, the guy who she's, the Office Romance went, which is her lawyer, and he sits up and he just kept saying it, and everybody said, then he was in HR, and HR was no, he's like, oh, just a whatever, whatever at the birthday party, and everybody looked at him, right? And so they sent in the HR and he's like, what do you mean? It's not a bad word. Like everybody's one in my country where it come. And I was like, huh? I was like, why would you put something like that out if it's not true? So I was like, why not ask somebody that is actually from what? The UK. I didn't want to Google it. I wanted to ask. And Cookie says it's a bad word. So it's a bad word. So that's it. Don't need no more. Don't need no more. When a customer comes into where I work and I don't like them, I tell them, see you. Oh Lord, Becky. Becky, what if they know what that means? It's a bad word this side of the pond too. Okay, so it's a bad word. I hate that the movie portrays it as it's a good word. I do. Because what that will mean is some kid or somebody will see that, and then next thing they'll know, they'll use that movie reference. Because we all do that because we live vicariously through things that we see. Thank you. Thank you. It has a history. Okay. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Goodness, that's deep, y'all. Okay, so when you're living like we're on Facebook, we're over here on YouTube. We live vicariously through different things, right? I told y'all when I was growing up, I lived vicariously through the show The Waltons. And then when I had 7 kids, I was still stuck vicariously living out that life and felt like that same life was supposed to transpose over here and here. Okay, now I got these kids. Why aren't these kids doing what it does for John and Libby, right? When you live vicariously, vicariously does not mean it's a real life thing, and we need to separate the difference between the two. I love the Waltons. I still look at the Waltons, and I still be like, yeah, goodness, I cannot believe that I tried that on my kids. And then when the Cosby Show came around, it was more color scheme for me. And then I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's what it was. Walton's was white kids and mine are black. Maybe I needed to do that. Did not work. It doesn't work. And so when you have these things on TV, we have to realize that they're writers and they write it for our viewing so that we can click in, join in, and be stuck on watching it over and over and over and over again, which is like that's what the Waltons did. I still look at Little House on the Prairie. Um, because those things they gave me hope or things like that. So now when you're using color to imagine, so now I don't live through TV anymore. I live through color. I live vicariously through color. So when I think about the horses with Carol on her ranch, I think of brown horses, and then I think of the two-tone, what they call it, palominos. I think they're black. No, they're brown and black. No, brown and white. Or I think of horses with socks on you know so when I think about color, the color kind of takes away goes with my imagination now. Like it reminds me to remember to dream, to feel, and kind of to create a life that's real, a real life experience beyond what is happening on either TV or in the world, the soft blue. It reminds me of going to Barbados, hanging out with Paula Kay, you know. A warm yellow can remind me of the sunset or the sunlight resting on my face when I go to Barbados and I'm walking on the beach. And the deep green, like even still, the deep green, I like the deep greens when I'm mowing my grass. So even when I'm not mowing the grass, if I think of that deep green, it reminds me of the smell of fresh mowed grass, right? So these are kind of the way I've kind of taken back my mental and kind of use it in slapping paint on paper. So green, we don't have a green. We'll take this one. I don't know what that one was. Let's wet it up a little bit and give it a chance to wake up. That one is, I think it's over in the turquoise family because these are the turquoises over here. Oh, hey, Graham. I remember the Walton stuff. You are in good company here. Okay, Becky said, I see it with I see it with a smile on my face. Are you saying I say it with a smile on my face when they're leaving? I've never been called on it. If they ever look at me weird, I will look into that weird, like what? What do you mean? And play dumb. Voice text is stupid, but I think you get, yeah, I got what you're saying. I don't know if I could say that. Oh, my tone is my problem. And I tell, like when I was working and, as a manager, and I would have to tell people, please excuse my tone, because I'm the mother of 7 kids. I just, I sometimes, welcome, slap paint on paper, Ava Lee. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, you get to hang out with us this month. This month, what? Wait, I think it's next Saturday, next Sunday. Ava Lee, oh, I got your email, so you don't have to email me. Yeah, next Saturday. I want to say next Saturday, not next Sunday. It's the third Sunday of every month. Is kind of where we've been. So that's super duper excited. I'm excited to have you. Yay. Graham says, I got myself the Hippie Crafter watercolor set. I have not watercolor since I was probably like 10. That's like 40 some years ago. This will be interesting. Graham, you're gonna have more fun. Don't even think about 10, that 10, what's that? Probably since 10. Just slap the paint on the paper. Take it out, wet it up, wake it up, like spray, 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 wake it up, get your brush and just go for it. Get you some paper and maybe see what it looks like. I don't know. Have fun. That's all. That's my thing for you. That is exactly what I tell people. I do not want you to stress over it, which I'm glad I'm doing just regular old. Oh, am I done? Where's my paper? I know I haven't slapped paint on all them papers. Oh, did I stick them somewhere? Let me see. How many is this? One, two, three. Huh. I don't know what I did with them. I got some more. That's what happens when you start moving stuff. Oh, wait. Maybe they're under here. Oh, that's it. Oh, well. We're going to let these dry because they're beautiful. Look at this one now. You can see the two-tone. What are you over there doing, Blake? You can see the two-tone in there. You see the two-tone, the black and white in there. You see the two-tone in there that has brown in it, has make it kind of look like brown specks. I'll try them now. 52. Now, well, we'll have to remember how Karen. I'll have to watch a couple of your videos and Eddie's too. Graham, I'm telling you, just slap that paint on the paper. Don't try to create nothing. Just give your hand time to wake up and be like, oh, wait, we doing this again? Yeah, give your hand time. Hi, Rosemary. That's what it was because I hadn't watercolored. I would have to say, oh, it was probably, I started watercoloring in 21, 22, 22, 22. Start watercoloring again at 22. So my oldest, let me see, daughter number 1, daughter number 3, watercolor. And after I had enough kids that they could sit down with each other, I kind of stopped doing it. So we would say probably like 20, 22 years before I pick up a brush and did, because I did acrylic and I did some, like I did a lot of sewing because I used to make the girls um fall festival costumes. So let's say Darcy likes to say there we are then. I don't know what that means. Stephanie, I'm in the same boat, Graham. Started welling her 6 months ago, post concussion. Oh, had not looked at watercolor myself in 50 years, other than maybe buying some for my kids 25 years ago. Yeah. Have no talent at drawing or painting, so whatever I do, it's gonna have to be abstract. I like the idea of putting watercolor down and then gel printing on top of it. Graham, did you see what we did? Were you on any of those lives where we did just that? We made backgrounds. And last weekend, as a matter of fact, for World Watercolor Month, y'all, there's video for it. But we did. We had Crystal in the studio, Bernadette in the studio, Morena was in the studio on Sunday. And we did backgrounds. Like all we did was slap the paint on the paper. They did their own backgrounds. And then after like about I had been doing War Watercolor Month, probably about an hour, hour and a half. Then we pulled the gel plate out and we gel printed on the background. Let me show you. Just so I can inspire you to do something great. I'm here to make you happy. I'm here to make you live vicariously through color today. That's what we're doing. We're going to take care of ourselves. This was a background. I can't remember. I think Bernadette did this one. But if you look, all the color you see, which was for the pool color was putting this on the plate. So they put purple over there. That's the background color, the greens. And then when you pulled it, it just turned out so pretty. So pretty. This one, and then we put pop dots on top of it. So then we just went to regular gel printing and building it out. But it was Christy Hartman that we put on the gel plate. And then we took this and put it over, and then we gave it time to dry, and they pulled it the next day. And then the next day, then we dropped Becky pop dots on the top of it. And this is one of my favorite. Listen, Becky, after she finished with the studio, she was like exhausted because she gives a lot of energy. She went and sat down, and I was just like, hey, maybe we can hang out with Becky. And then in the moment, yeah, we're gonna do that. And then I go back in there. That thing was not only sleep, but she was knocked out. Knocked out. Do. Miss Karen, what date was that? I have a gel plate I got 4 to 5 months ago, and I only used it once. Would love to see that video. Oh, it was last weekend. Let's see, was it? We were in we were in the studio. We started Friday. Friday was July the 1st. I want to say it was Friday. I, there'll be a link coming up soon. I'm quite sure of it. Alicia. It was Saturday and Sunday for sure. Because Friday, might have been Friday. Wait, because they came Friday. I feel like I did my live early on Friday. Yeah. But here's the thing, Stephanie, I can tell you this way, the easy thing to do, World Watercolor Month, I have a whole playlist. So all of the World Watercolor Months are in that playlist. But I know for sure it was Saturday, Sunday. I know Saturday and Sunday for sure that we did this, everybody, because I had 3 guests in the studio on Sunday. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. So now it's just me. Everybody's gone back to work. And now, because I work at home, like this is work for me, so I don't leave. And then we stamped. So we use stamping. I use my stamp. Here's another one. We did that one. And then I stamped my stamp on top of that one. And then we did this one. I did this one. I stamped my flower. So Stephanie, I have my own designs. Most of us, well, a couple of us, Becky, is there anybody else in here? Becky and myself are designers with PM Artist Studio, which is another channel you can go and subscribe to, especially if you like gel printing. So these are my flowers that I stamped over and then watercolored them, and then I stamped with my other stamp. But this was a background we did. I did just today I think I did it Monday or Wednesday. I'm not sure. And then stamped over it because Graham, you got this. I believe in you. I have faith in you. I don't know what I did with paper, so we're not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna pull out some more papers because I want to slap some more paint on papers and make these look good. Yeah, we had fun. We had a lot of fun. So when I say a lot of fun, a lot of fun. That daggum Crystal, she's just fun when she shows up. She comes in the door hot. She wakes up hot. She wakes up. We be like, cut the volume down. Everybody else, I'd be like, oh my God. Me and Bernadette be just like, oh my goodness, can you cut it down just a little bit? Just cut just a little bit. Until we wake up. Because I'm just not a morning person. I'm good about 11 o'clock. You see what time this live was. Anything earlier that, like when I be on with Bitty Penny, she's like, "Well, I can come on at 10." I'd be like, no, I'll wake up, I'll get up. But I don't want to, if I can choose, I don't want to get up. 11 o'clock is good for me. I have a coffee mug that says 11 will be great. You say good morning at 8, and I'd be like, 11 will be great. Can you calm down a little bit? So that's that one. And I'm married to somebody who is a morning person because he wakes up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning talking about some good morning. I'll be like, if you don't go somewhere and leave me alone, let you know. We've been in this game long enough that you know, don't come at me. Don't come hot. But I'm getting better. I'm getting a whole lot better. And you got to keep in mind, I used to have to wake up and be waking up to poopy pampers and fussing kids, and he won't leave me alone, and she did this, and just like the mornings just weren't good. I feel like that's where they kind of turn. Then you go in the bathroom again, you try to go in the bathroom, and they're just like, Mom. I was like, oh Lord, and screaming. Then when I had the twins, oh my God, it was two of them. It was just like, oh Lord, somebody save me. Watercolor. So Alicia, we're using I'm using my tourmaline, the mission. Remember the mission ones I showed you in the pretty box? That's the one I'm using today. And we're just kind of making backgrounds. Just making backgrounds like Graham done got me maybe thinking not to put flowers on them, maybe just put some gel prints on them. I mean, because you know my gel plate comes out. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Just saying. I'm no morning person either. Yeah, I'm not a morning person. You get, and then you go to work. I always said if I had to go to a job that started before 7 o'clock, I would be in trouble. And so I did have a job that it started at like 8, and then they wanted us to come in at 7 a couple times. And it's like, back then I didn't drink coffee like I do now. And so I would get a Mountain Dew to try to hype myself up. But my boss, supervisor, oh, she was a morning person. She just come in with the donuts. It's like, yes, good morning. And do. And I just like, go sit your behind down. If I knew that, if I would thought about what Becky said, I'd have been like, I'd have used that maybe. Maybe I'd have used that back then. I don't know. I probably didn't use that after I got in trouble for it. I probably do never want to get in trouble for that no more. So I left it alone. Stephanie said, Miss Karen, having 7 kids is a lot of work, especially 7, but now they are gone. You end up missing it. I don't miss it. I don't miss it. I don't miss it. I have 14 grandkids. And I used to get the grandkids. I used to get 7 of the grandkids. When the first 7 were born, I would get them. And I realized after my son's death, I had to decide. I had to figure out how I was going to work this grief journey because out of those 7 children, Stephanie, I've lost 2 of them, my oldest daughter and my oldest son. So moving through life now after, because my son was murdered in 2019. So that's how I got back into painting. That's how this whole slapping paint on paper, healing one brushstroke at a time, that's how it got started. I needed to figure out how I was going to do this and not just cuss folk out all the time because I was so angry. And so for me, it was just deciding what I wanted to do. This is why I come over here and, have conversations about what I share in my life. And if it so deems you guys can use it, then it works out, right? Like a rich color, when we're talking about living vicariously through color, when I put this purple down, it kind of reminded me of my dignity, my creativity, and the strength that I've had over the years. Like, since I put it down and I put it over there and I was looking at it, it's like, girl, that's a strong color. You love purple because purple is my favorite color, right? Some red reminds me of blood, so I kind of don't use red that much. I don't use it on the gel plate that much. Um, I kind of magenta, not yeah, magenta, maybe crimson is the closest I'll get to red. Because color does not ask me whether you have enough emotions or you feeling good. It lets me respond without asking me for anything. Does that make sense? My watercolor doesn't ask me for anything. My studio doesn't ask me for anything. Like even the dogs want to be fed, then they want to be taken out. So I'm still taking care of them. But when I come and sit down at this desk, it simply invites me to experience something different, no matter what is going on for that day. If I'm waking up and I'm still trying to get myself to smile because maybe I'm angry or mad because I'm grieving, it reminds me, hey, sit down a little bit, slap some paint on some paper, pull the gel plate out, slap some paint on that gel plate, brayer it out till you feel better, right? That is usually how it works for me. So in the scheme of that, and living out my life and reminding myself that God is my pilot. He's not my co-pilot. He is the pilot of my life. I have to trust and have faith and know that it's going to be okay. That day is going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. Like this morning, I told y'all I got up and I went and mowed. I didn't mow because I was grieving. I mowed because it was a little vanity in my yard. I wanted the grass to be nicely cut. So then I got to sit on the lawnmower and smell the grass because it rained yesterday. That gave me permission to just be in the moment. Because sometimes when I'm cutting that grass, I'm mad as hell. Sometimes I'm angry. I can't control it. And what I can control is mowing those lines in that grass. So I have a lot of outlets. And so that's why when I come over here and talk about the emotional intelligence and my healing journey, it keeps me from just really popping off on people because you never know what's going on in people's life. And I give people grace, right? So let me go. I got to get it. Okay, right. Why is that a thing? Oh, wait, I got to go back some more. Okay, Val said when I worked in the office, I went in at 7:30 a.m., but most people knew not to talk to me until 9. Val, I swear we could be good. Look, we could be cousins or sisters because that was it. People were clear. And if I came in at 7:30 or 8 and I was on like feeling a little bit, it was I don't know what it was. I probably was dating or something and talked to my boo on the way to work. I don't know. Graham says, right, why is that a thing? My wife is my wife is all a morning person and wants to talk to me and have full conversations. Yes, Graham, I feel it. But here's the thing. I've realized God does not put us with people that are just like us because we probably never say anything. Alicia says, my husband is like that, Graham. Once I wake up, I'm up bubbly all over the place. Alicia, are you really? The struggle is real. Stephanie says, that's terrible. I'm so sorry. Cannot comprehend that loss. It's interesting how watercolor is relaxing, therapeutic. I'm a research scientist. Ooh, and art is not anything I thought about or considered. Really? Oh my goodness. So that's why I started teaching watercolor. So I'm a counselor and I stopped after my son's death. I stopped counseling because I needed to get myself together. I couldn't tell nobody how to live their life until I got myself together. And what I realized is I took my counseling and turned it into art therapy. And when I'm talking to mothers who have lost children to death, I'm not talking to them about how they want to grieve, how they're going to grieve. I mean, I'll just put the paint out there, especially if we're in person. I just put the paint out there, pens or whatever. Be like, grab whatever your hand grabs. Like even if it sprays. We're not worried about being cute and pretty. Just grab a piece of paper. Let me see. Where's my paper? Since I ain't got no more of my little cards. I can't believe I just ran out. I feel like I stuck them somewhere and they looking at me saying I'm right here. So I'll take a piece of paper. This is how, see, I told you they was right there, y'all. Oh well, I got this big piece of paper. We're gonna walk it out. We're gonna walk it out. Okay, so let's say they pick up, because most people pick up a little brush. I will sit this in front of them. Water, we got paint, right? Whatever. I have a lot of mediums, got a lot of markers, a lot of things. I'm not telling them what to do, right? So then let's say they pull out the little one, because most people pull out the little one. I don't say anything. They get the water and they'll go into the paint, and then they'll be like, okay, what next? And I'll be like, well, what are you feeling? And then of course they'll start talking. We'll start talking. And then I was like, okay, now put something on the paper. And then most of the time they'll go and, put something because they're thinking they need to draw something. But you don't need to draw anything. We're going to have a conversation. And I want you to think about how you're feeling. Concentrate on your feeling, on your emotions. And then let's move through that. We don't have to, you don't have to tell me if you're angry, you don't have to tell me if you're mad, which is why the mop brush became my favorite because I would get some paint on it and it's just like, ugh. And it usually wasn't the black, it wasn't this pretty color that I'm getting ready to put down. I'm gonna mix that up and just kind of start just doing some things, just slapping some paint on the paper, just slapping some paint on the paper. And as I slap the paint on the paper, I checked in with myself, and just most of the time it's just like I'm mad, I'm just angry, in which I would finish with this paper and it'll be full of paint. And then after they finish that, it's like, well, what's next? How do you feel? It's not about what's on the paper. It's not about what you're doing. It's how do you feel? I'm still angry. At this point, for me, I would be crying, which is I have a whole series. It's called Her Tears. Why? Because when I was painting, I was literally bent over, painting and crying. And I didn't wipe the tears off of the paper. I took my tears and put them in the what I was doing, which was painting roses at the time. So now my tears are being used for the watercolor. Man, that thing when I did that day, I was like, whoa. That's the beauty of color. That's the beauty of watercolor. So that's why I tell people watercolor saved my whole sanity. Someday I come in the studio, it keeps me from having to cuss people out because I'm grieving. Life went on after both of my children. We had their funeral one day. The next day, everybody was gone. Life goes on. So I personally had to decide what was my life going to look like. And I had to invite me, not my husband, not my children. I had to invite me to decide what does that look like, right? So that's why this emotional intelligence journey that I'm on now, it tells me the truth about my emotions, and it really, 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 really hones in on what I'm feeling, how I'm feeling, why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, and if I need to rest, if I need to just not be everything for everybody. Like even when I come over here on the live, sometimes I tell y'all I'm just not here. So much so the one live we had, I canceled because I couldn't show up. I was angry. I was so angry. I didn't want to show up. The words that would have came out of my mouth, y'all to be like, wait a minute, didn't she say she believed in God? Y'all would have judged me. I feel like y'all would have judged me. I was judging me, right? So, a simple emotional intelligence check in for me on a daily basis is when emotions rise, I usually ask myself, well, Karen, how are you feeling today? What are you feeling? Why are you feeling this way? And what do you need right now so that you can have peace and joy in your life? That right there has opened up the whole world. Oh my goodness. It gives me the ability to say, no, I can't do it. Don't want to do it. And stop giving long excuses. Listen, I'm grieving right now. I don't have the mental capacity to deal with you right now. I'm showing up for my people, showing up for me. You want to chat with me? Get in the chat on YouTube. Sometimes that's really where it is. Because most of the time people want something from me and I can't give it to them. That's what grief does. And that's not being selfish. That is taking a pause and realizing, okay, wait a minute, I need to take care of me. And don't apologize for it. Be honest about it. You need to take care of you. That's what you need to do. Recognize that maybe those people came around and they triggered you. Set them boundaries without feeling guilty. Remember, that's all we do every single day. And I feel so much better for it. Okay. Carol said, purple is the color of royalty. And it is. That's why I'm royal. No, I don't have clotted cream, sorry, but I have butter and homemade jelly or jam. That's why I say we need to go to Carol's house. We need to go to the ranch. Carol, is it a farm? Is it a ranch? What is it? So does it have a name? Okay, Becky says, nope, no talking or human interaction till after coffee. Even after coffee, I don't want to talk. I don't want to have, I can talk, but I don't want to have a full blown conversation. Give my brain time to wake up. I do a lot of thinking before I go to sleep. And then sometimes I wake up, I have a pad next to my bed because the thoughts are coming. And God wakes me up and just like, hey, you need to talk about this and you need to do this. So I have to write it down. Other than that, I won't go back to sleep. Saul says, "Don't talk to me in the morning," but now it's only me, so I talk to myself. So I think I do that too. Because Mr. McCoy, like when he's at work, because y'all know he gets up at 2 in the morning and he leaves and he goes to work. So when I get up, it's just me. And then I'll get, I go in the bathroom while I'm brushing my teeth and I just be like, good morning or whatever. I've already talked to myself. So yeah, I do talk to myself. Because remember, y'all know what I say. The one thing I say in the morning, especially if I'm in a funky mood or feeling like I'm not 100, I'd be like, girl, you're the best thing that God woke up this morning. Now let's get it together and go on in the studio, stop some pen on some paper so you can get to moving, especially if I have to leave the house. Alicia said, gardening plus art equals my peace. Yes, I can agree with that. My rose garden, oh my goodness, my rose garden, and I'm trying to get my hydrangeas to just take hold and come back every year. So far, I think I got two of them that has come back. Um, but that's what it is. Okay, Carol says child, check this out. Carol said just a small place, 136 acres, one diamond bar. That's our brand. Most people know it as Ord and Carol's Place. Carol said just a small place, y'all. Just a small place, 136 acres. Just a small place. No, my 10 acres is just a small place. But I love it, Carol. I love it. I love it. There's 441 acres like over there on the other side. I want that. But Mr. McCoy is like, what are you going to do with it? It's land. God ain't making no more land. It doesn't matter what I want to do with it. If I want to clear it out, if I want to get on we can have trail rides. We don't have to clear it. We can probably have whatever the little rodeo things. It's 141 acres. I'm just saying needs to like you don't have to do anything with it. That's the problem with the world right now. They're trying to cover up every piece of land. We're gonna be the Jetsons in a minute. And I'm gonna live way, way, way outside of it because I don't want to be the Jetsons. I like walking in grass. I love reconnecting with the grass. I've even resolved to the snakes that I see. That's why I felt a little way that snake didn't lay his head down. He stuck his head up and got caught in that Husqvarna. Oh, let's see how. Oh, that's a pretty color. Would this be new grass green? No, that one wouldn't be. I don't know. Let's put it with a little bit of this. I'm gonna start mixing up things now, y'all. I love to get 5 to 10 acres. Around here for a ranch, it's normally over 10,000 acres. Well, Easy Living Ranch is only 10.5 acres. And I call it, people like, well, what do you got on your ranch? Dogs. Because in my mind, I want cows. I want all the things. I even want alpacas. I want goats. I want to be self-sufficient. I want to, the only thing I don't want is chickens. I don't want chickens. There we go. That's a prettier green. I like that one. For my green people. Stephanie has a question. Okay, Stephanie, Miss Karen. Do you have times you paint better than other times? Too am not a morning person, but my painting is much better in the AM. Usually wait to paint in the PM, but it's not quite as good. Um, you know what? Let me think about that. I do have to, well, watercolor is a grief thing. Watercolor painting is a grief thing. If you hear that I'm watercoloring on my one Mondays and Wednesdays, because my normal time for YouTube is Monday and Wednesday at 3 p.m. If you notice for like a whole bunch of times I'm watercoloring, that means I'm working through my grief. I can't control watercolor. Watercolor doesn't like to be controlled. And that reminds me, my grief doesn't like to be controlled. That's why I ask myself the questions: what am I feeling? Why am I feeling it? And what do I need in the moment? If it's watercolor will pop up, and then it doesn't matter what time of day it is, I'll go and I'll pull the watercolors out and I'll paint. Now, when I'm angry, I can't watercolor because it's usually just gonna be slapping the paint on the paper and it's all gonna end up being just black until I kind of put another color on. So I want watercolor, but I'll do mixed media. And that means I'll just, pull out my book or pull out a canvas and just slap stuff down, paint it black, and have to work myself through it. Now, the other thing I will say, since I've started gel printing, I've noticed that when I'm in like a mood or not sure about my mood, I'll gel print. And gel print usually will decide, how it'll remind me like to check, like I'll check in with myself and I'll be like, oh, this is fun. Like, oh, you're happy. Okay, this is great. Okay, we're not feeling funky no more. So something in my world is gonna make me feel better. I think. If does that answer? So it's not really a morning or evening thing because I can watercolor anytime, but I do know that I watercolor best when I'm trying to get out of a funk. But I can slap paint on paper anytime. That's why World Watercolor Month doing it every day is just like cool, no problem. It's not a challenge for me. Because Mr. McCoy said the other day, he's like, I like how dedicated you are. Because he wanted to do something. I was like, no, I got World Watercolor Month every day. He's like, I like how dedicated you are to it. I say, I'm dedicated to my peace and my joy. That's where the dedication is. My hydrangeas struggle in this heat. Yeah, I have to water them every day. So, which is crazy because it says they like morning sun, and I have them where they only get morning sun, and then by the time after the sun is gone across the house. So that's been a little interesting. So I got them planted like different places around the house. Carol says, I agree, Karen. God isn't making more land, and I feel blessed to have this. Yep. Yep. Becky says, if you get alpacas, I'll come give them haircuts and spin you some yarn. Yes, that and see, Becky, you get it. That's what I want. I want to sell the yarn, the alpaca. Because that they're great. The people that lived probably like 5-10 miles from us, they had like 5 alpacas. They didn't seem too welcoming, so I never went over and I would pass by there and I passed by and the lady was at the mailbox one day and you stop, here in the country, you just, usually you're friendly or you ain't. And when you ain't, that just mean get on away. Um, so I was trying, I was talking about, I was like, oh, those alpacas. She's like, yes. And I was like, they're so beautiful. And then she was very short. So I was just like, oh, have a great day. And it's like, bless your heart. Becky, that's probably my way of saying what you say. I just say, bless your heart. I mean, everybody not, and everybody ain't, I'm okay with it. Could have been a bad day. Maybe she didn't want to go to the mailbox. I don't know. I've never gone back by there. Um, Around here, it's a desert, so it takes a lot of grass to feed a cow. Really? I got a lot of grass. If I had cows, I wouldn't have to mow. I have a rock garden with a bird bath with a garden beside it. That sounds fun, Ava. So my garden, the rose garden, each rose is in memory of someone that's passed. So my great grandmother, my great great grandmother, my aunt, each rose bush is representative of somebody. So it's just a memorial. I guess you can say it's memorial. And then I plant trees in memory of people who have passed here on the ranch. That's blue. I didn't want that on there. I only want the greens. So let's get this green. Tell her, no, Becky. I just say, bless your heart. I'm not going to say that. I wouldn't want nobody saying that to me. And that's usually what I'll do. Huh? When somebody say, bless my heart, that mean I know I don't say it something and I've been rude. Because here in Alabama, we just, oh, bless your heart. And I'd be too scared that these people know what that means. I just wouldn't want to. Becky, didn't I tell you I'm trying to stay out of jail? Bless your heart is such a Southern expression. It is. Mr. McCoy know what it is now. He didn't when he first came. And I'd be like, well, when he met me, and I was like, oh, bless your heart. So now that we live here, he's just like, was you being smart? I was like, very much so was. So bless your heart for finally figuring it out. Oh goodness. But I love my neighbors. I love the people that live around me. Oh, and update, because I don't know if y'all remember when I told y'all what was going on with my neighbor next door. So I've seen him. I don't know if he had to go to hospital or whatever, but I've seen him. So that's all that matters. I don't care what happened. He's still alive. He's still amongst the living. That's all that matters to me. in the Midwest, it was, oh, it's isn't that special. Oh, that is definitely a one. But I like Oh Bless Your. I'll be like, Oh Bless Your Heart. And the tone. You got to get the tone for me. Be like, bless your heart. Because the tone is also finna tell if you keep going, I'm gonna bless your heart. I'm gonna bless you all right. So you might want to go on. And right now with the climate that's going on in the world today, I don't want to bother nobody, and I don't want nobody bothering me. I want to go to the store and leave the store, come on back home. Because people they're feeling froggish, and they just doing too much jumping for me. I like a little jump, but I don't like the jumps that's going on right now. I don't like it at all. At all. At all. And it's like here in my little hometown, it's not causing me any problems. Or in my surrounding hometown. I haven't had any issues. I haven't heard of anything or whatever. But not even in Montgomery. Not that I've heard of, but some of the things I'm seeing around the world, it just makes me say it. You know, you know. It could be good or bad depending on tone. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so those are the greens. This one, I don't know which one will represent new grass green, but this one I love. This is my green green. I like that green green. And I like that green. That one is different. It's more of a neon green. So we're gonna let that go there. And all of those, when we talk about checking in, normally, if I wasn't on the live, I would probably be gel printing. That's what I would be doing. I'd be gel printing. So, because, I said I was going to possibly, let's go in here and do this. Where's my brush? There it is. We're going to do a little bit. I'm going to see what this is going to do because I want to see if it's going to work out like I want. And I can't use these. Hold on, guys. We got switch watercolors. Because remember, I told you these tourmalines, they don't do good as flowers. They're good as backgrounds. They don't do good as flowers. Pull out Daniel Smith. But y'all know Daniel Smith and Rosa Gallery are my A number ones. Those are my jams. And we just wet them up. So Graham, when you get them watercolors, don't try to do certain colors. Just wet them all up. They all need to be wet. Just wet them up. Just wet them up. And then go in for whatever color you feel like you want to go in. Just ask yourself, what color you feel it? Or close your eyes and put your brush there. Don't stress over it. All right. I'm going to go take my brush and I'm going to go, oh no, that's purple. We can't put purple on purple. So we already kind of got to do a little bit. Let's do this one. Oh, I need some more. This is crimson. No, I need some more. It's all gone. All right, so we're going to kind of squiggle, squiggle, squiggle real quick. Because why? Why? Because we have watercolor on watercolor. So you don't want to spend too much time taking that wet brush over this because this is already, you don't want to reignite it. So we just want to slap some paint on it and kind of put a bud on it. And we're going to kind of go over here and squiggle, 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 squiggle a little bit and then kind of put a little bud on that. Boom. That's that. Oh, that worked out great. Love Daniel Smith and Smika. I got Smika too. Stephanie, thank you for subscribing. See how it is? You hang out with us a little bit and you just be like, wait, this place I can hang out. Okay, that's a good time to invite. So if you are here, if you're in the chat, or if you are in the balcony, we welcome you either way. Or if you're on Team Replay and you're still here at this point in time, now is my invitation to invite you to hit that subscribe button, that bell notification all, so that way when I do go live, because I'm going to be here not the same time for the month of July, right? But you'll get a notification. Hopefully YouTube is still doing good about that, right? There we go. What kind of brush? This one is, so there's a story. I have to tell it every time I tell you what kind of brush this is. It's not a watercolor brush. I taught myself how to do calligraphy with this brush. It was actually a calligraphy brush. And then over there on my Skillshare, one of the ladies that I saw, she was doing what these little things, and I was just like, "What brush is that?" And I went straight to the supplies. I didn't even finish looking at what she was doing, and I ordered this brush. It comes with four. It's this size, two more little ones, but I ordered it. No, I had it for calligraphy. And then I ordered the bigger one because I had the little one. I literally just had that brush probably over there because I don't calligraphy no more. Not with watercolor brush. I mean, not with this brush. I really thought I just had that brush on this desk. No, I didn't. But so it's not a wedge brush. It's not wedge either because when I got wedge brushes, it's not the same. The way this brush is, it's different. So anyway, it's by, if you go look at Bestie Fountain, that right there, Beste, and I've had it now for about 4 years, so I haven't even looked to see if and when I got it off of the website. So I don't know if you can get it from the A store or not. I'm not sure, but it does beautiful flowers. You don't have to do no work. Then you have everything you need to find that love of watercolor, Graham. I'm excited for you. Wait, Graham say, hey, Mo. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What watercolor paper you got? I got watercolor paper, but I don't think it's like a super duper quality brand. I'll just have to try it. Long as it's 140 pounds, Graham, you good. You're good. Remember, Graham, I told you can go to Five Below and use their watercolor. It'll, and what that will do. So for anybody that's new to watercolor, go into Five Below, and this is in the US, it's called Five Below, and they have watercolor paper. Or go to, even if you go to the W store, they have watercolor paper. Or if you go to Hobby Lobby, they have watercolor paper. What going to Five Below will do for you is give you a inexpensive paper, and then when you go and buy you some of this paper, you will definitely know the difference. There is definitely a difference. Graham, I would not tell you to go and start with cotton paper because it's too absorbent. And somebody said, get you some cotton paper. And I was just like, oh, okay. And then when I got the paper, I was like, where's my water? Why does the paint keep going? Where's it going? It was because cotton, think about it, cotton absorbs. But that Five Below paper, now y'all know, I know. I only, when I do commission pieces, I use arches. And that's, because of you putting it in something, most of the time I'm putting it in a frame and I'm using, expensive paint because it needs to be light fast, all that other stuff that you'll learn on the road. I found similar brush, Creative Mark Bestie Golden Tackle on Wedge. Uh, let me see if I can put that in there because I let me see if I can find this brush because I want you to get this brush because I tried all the other ones. I have so many other brushes because I thought it was this brush right here, and it wasn't. Um, Beste Fountain. And when the problem was, it's under pins. And that was what I made the mistake of was just like, oh, but like I said, it's been a minute. It's not a fountain pen. Duh. I didn't ask for a fountain pen. I know what fountain pens are. Miss Google, do what I want. Okay? Please and thank you. PSC fountain. I think that's it. There it is. There it is. All right. I'm gonna give you this link. See, put this in the chat. B. Oh, it might be too that link might be too big. That link too big, y'all. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, I got something else in the chat. What is that? What was in my chat? Oh, yes, that was it. Yeah, that's it. Yes, that's it. That's it. Alicia, that's it. It has a DVD. Yes, that is it. That is it. So I don't have to put it in. Well, anybody else want the link? But that is exactly how you look for it. Fountain brush instruction, fountain brush. And it does. It comes with a DVD. I didn't use the DVD. I don't have a DVD like that could have played it. But it came with 4 brushes. So that's it. Alicia, that is it. That is it. I don't think oh, and the other thing, Graham, is all you decide if you like hot press or cold press. I think that's the other thing I needed to decide. I needed to decide based on using it too. So there was a Bestie Finest Golden Tanakalon brush. That one, I had that one. It's not this one. And I sent it back. Okay, close that out. All right, we got that. Close that out. Boom. All right, cool. But this brush, yeah, so this brush set is, I mean, this brush set was, so let me show you without, well, most of you have seen it. Blake, what is the problem? Where'd your toy go? You'll be all right. Chill out. And Blake is the dog for those that are new to my channel. Blakey is my latest puppy over here at Easy Living Ranch. We breed Rotties. It's McCoy Rotties. It'd be Mr. McCoy's thing, but they're my babies, so I kept Blake. And the thing about this brush is never let it up. And then when you let it up, then you put a butt on it. That's what I call a butt. Because that means that's the bottom of the flower. And the good thing is it has a heel and has a tip, and you can do 2 colors. It's fun. It's a fun brush. It's definitely a fun brush to learn how to use. So Alicia, if you get it, I can't wait for you to tell me how you like it. And because it's so soft, it doesn't do well with my acrylics. So I kind of left that alone. It's very soft. So, and I like putting the butt on it. It'll go all the way around. But isn't that pretty? Look at that. It's beautiful. Do 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 do. But for Graham, starting Arches is way too expensive for him. Yes, don't go to Arches. No, Lord, don't do it. Do you need to go potty? Okay, come on. I'm not back on the door when you're done. The W store has good paper, but yeah, don't start out with Arches. Arches will make you mad. Arches is just, I feel like this paper right here is, I don't know where I cut this pad from. And then if you go on the Move has see, this one is 100% cotton. This is, oh look, this is Fabriano. So there's a difference in the two. Let's use the same. I need a lot of water and color so you can see. See, it's sucking it up. Literally sucking it up. See? It's good, it's great, but it's sucking it up. Like this is cotton. This is 100% cotton. This one isn't. So see how the paint's still sitting there. It's still sitting there. It's still wet. This one right here is drying up because all of that water is sucked up into the paper. Now, that's not a bad thing, but these are just some of the things to think about when you're sitting here painting. You're trying to figure out, well, what the heck is going on? And then you got to pay attention to what kind of paper you got. And so it's just like, wait a minute. Okay, this is 100% cotton, extra white. It's 140 pounds. It's not a problem with the 140 pounds, but it's 100% cotton. Graham, skip the arches for a while. It probably took me 4 years before I used arches paper. Um, yeah. Or if you go to Michael's, you got a Michael's near you. Michael's has some good watercolor paper. But y'all know me. I'm all about, I go now to Hobby Lobby and get my paper. Why? Anybody know why I go to Hobby Lobby and get my paper? Somebody tell me. If you know me, you know why I go to Hobby Lobby now and get my paper. Well, I was getting it. I was getting my play paper, paper I played with. It's all fun. It's all fun. But Canson, I wasn't a fan. Okay, now this is a filbert brush. I like filbert brushes because I like to do my petals. So you take that and go that way and kind of just let the brush do its thing. And you just guide, just kind of flipping it. Right, and then we put the bud on it because that's the bottom of the flower. So that's a petal that's going that way, right? Graham, yes, Graham. The W store, what she said. Graham, what Stephanie just said, absolutely, I agree. And they also have B paper. So, but I like Hobby Lobby. I got Hobby Lobby paper now because Hobby Lobby has partnered with Fabriano. And y'all know I love Fabriano paper. But that's the filbert brush. Okay, so just cause I went and got them. This is the pack you can get when you go to the W store. So what Stephanie said in the chat, the W store is this is the jumbo art pad that comes with 50 sheets. It's 9 by 12. Now I also use this paper to gel print. Because it's 9 by 12. It fits my 9 by 12 gel plate perfect. I love gel printing on watercolor paper. Love it. Okay. But this is Be Inspired. It's by B Paper Company. B Paper Company is another one of my favorite papers that I get from Blick. That is maybe an intermediate. It's a good, I wouldn't, again, I want you to know what, I'm not going to call it bad paper, but I want you to know what inexpensive paper feels like, how the water moves, how the paint reacts, and then you continue to grow. And then there where you have a happy medium. Like you have something to say, well, yeah, that beginner paper, I actually like the way it behaved. And then this paper over here that costs about $15 more, I really didn't like it. So you have to play with paper. This Be Inspired paper is again, it's kind of like it's the B paper. And remember, I don't know if y'all remember, I showed you a book. I have B paper, it's in a binder. And B paper I get from Blick. There's a link for that. I love that B paper, but it's not paper that I practice with. So this will be a good practice, kinda, if you go to the store, right? And it's 140 pounds, right? You can still use graphites, color pencils, charcoals, everything can still be done with this paper. If you decide that you just don't want to watercolor no more, you still can do all the things with it. Why? Because it's got 140 pounds, 300 GSM. Then I have the Academy. It's a paper pad. And the reason why I like this is because it's glued down all around and you don't have to worry about your paper lifting up because you want to use a lot of water. So, and it's inexpensive. Academy is inexpensive. It's not that much, right? And again, I say you can go to Michael's and they have watercolor. It's a mold. This one is one of the ones I got because of the mold. But they have all the other brands. What I think somebody put all of them in there. Alicia put in there the Strathmore, Canson, Arches, all of those. So anybody that is thinking about joining for World Watercolor Month and you're inspired and you just like, you know what, I'm gonna get me some paper. Do go and kind of, just kind of start around, and see where you land. But don't jump over in the expensive end. That's why I'm giving you some inexpensive options, and Five Below is a good option. And it comes in a binder. What did I do with that paper? Because I've been gel printing with it, which is on the gel plate. It's not. I don't know where is that. Oh, it's probably in my hold on. So I figured that we can't have World Watercolor Month and not talk about how do you use stuff with World Watercolor, right? Sometimes, sometimes, sometimes Fabriano and Mead. Mead, when you say Mead, are we talking about M.E. Meaden? I got those over there too. I didn't pull that one out. Okay, this is the um Five Below paper. See, it's 140 pounds, 9 by 12. This is one, I think I got some pages here. But look at this is what I want to see. You check it out. This, see, flowers. Now, the paper, this is when it becomes important. Paper, how it holds the watercolor and what watercolor you put on there. This was very, very yellow when I first did it. And so because I'm assuming the paper was just, it just didn't hold it. I don't know. I probably should have took a picture, but it's a good place to practice. It's a good place to, slap paint on paper and decide if you like it. Zal says, I have some of that Be Inspired paper from the W store. I haven't used it yet. Luckily I have already bought, so yeah, try it. I think you'll like it. I've been thinking of trying Academy. I love Academy. Yes, Academy is awesome. Miss Karen, is the Hobby Lobby paper the Master's Touch? Is that the brand that is partnered with Fabriano? It is, and let me show you that one. Oh my goodness. You name it. If it doesn't look like this, it's not the new paper. If it doesn't look like this, it's not the new paper. And so I have a whole bunch of the old paper because to get rid of the old paper, to get the new paper in, they put the old paper on sale. So I actually put the new paper up against the old paper. It is definitely, definitely Fabriano paper. Ask me why I know. Because I have about 10 Fabriano paper packs. I am a Fabriano. I love Fabriano paper. Love, love, love. So when you look at this paper and you pull out this right here, and it's what do you call it? What was this one? This one is acid free, cold pressed surface, 140 pounds, and this one is 8 by 8. But it tells you it's made in Italy and it has the information, right? It has the information. So it wasn't like, it's not. They're owning it. They got their stuff. Now, is it exactly like Fabriano paper? I would have to say no, it's not. I would have to say no, it's not. It's not Fabriano paper, but they've partnered to take their Master's Touch brand, which is Hobby Lobby's brand, and it's by Fabriano. So the cold press paper, in my opinion, this is my opinion. It's rough. I mean, it's cold press, but it's really not Fabriano cold press. Like it's not like this one. Like you can see the bumps, you can see the cold press, the dimples in the cold press paper. But it's not smooth either. So it does have some tooth. That's what we call it. Tooth. They call it tooth. Let's see. Yeah, so you can still see it, so it's still there, but it moves around on the paper. It takes the water just the same. So I love it. I love it. So I've tried it. I've done several. I've already gone through a couple packs, and it doesn't suck it up too fast. So me personally, but remember, this is why I'm sharing and we're sharing all the information in chat so you can go and try these things out and you decide what you like. Like I said, I don't like 100% watercolor paper because it sucks up the water. But the end result is still beautiful. But when you look at it, I like this look. And you might can say, well, Karen, I don't see the difference. I do. I do. This just has more color. This one sucked up in the page. It did. It sucked it up. But they're both beautiful. So no, they're not. So, but again, this is the beauty of having fun. This is what I call like if you don't do it any other time, I feel like in July for World Watercolor Month 2026, you get to decide maybe to try something different. Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Oh, Mr. McCoy's in chat. What's up? Alicia says, if you fall in love with watercolor, you can splurge on some 200 or 300 pound paper. Yeah, 300. Yeah. Uh-huh. That will take all the water you want to use. Yes, but it's expensive. Yes. Keep losing audio. Alicia, I think you kept losing audio because I was moving around the studio. Remember, I learned that when Crystal was here, if I went over that way. So I think that's what it was. I wasn't sitting down. I was going to get y'all paper and things. But look at this. This is 12 by 12. It's just so fun. Yes. Stephanie says, I have a couple scratchbooks from Hobby Lobby. Paper is awesome, but I found I need a scratchbook to lie flat in order to paint. These are bound but inexpensive. Okay, so Stephanie, I just want to challenge you. Make your own book. I got a book for that. Make your own book. I use cold press, but I like to smooth this a hot press. Hot press it's a different beast. I like it, but I don't like it. Did I say that? I do. And I feel like if you use hot press, you can really control your water. You got it down because that's the thing. Because I do slapping paint on paper and I just slap it on there, it end up being like a baby eating peas and carrots everywhere. Okay, so Stephanie, this is another one of my books. Remember I showed y'all earlier? I took the paper that I get from Hobby Lobby and I turned it into a book for the very same reason what you said. I want my books to lie flat. So this is how I did it. And I got tired of trying to find art books that would lie flat. So I made my own. Well, this one's is on my website. So I made art journals too. But if you get, so this is 12 by 12 by 12. You would take this one, let's see, 12 by 12. You go in half, then it'll be a 6 by 6. So I wouldn't be able to use this paper. I mean, I could use this paper, but I wouldn't use this paper. Would I? I feel like I would. I feel like I would. Let me think about it. Let's walk this out while we're on here. I can do that. So I would fold it in half because it'll be big. I wouldn't want it that big. and then cut it. Yeah, so it'd be two little books. Yes, I could do that. So let me make a note that yes, we could do that. Yes, you can. And I might, because it'll be a 6 by 6, right? 6 by 6 paper. There we go. Yeah, and then we cut it 6. So we cut it in, we folded it in half, which is 12, now 6. And then we cut it, so it's 6 and 6. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. And the other thing I would tell you when you fold it is kind of get a what that thing is, so you don't bend your paper, or if that doesn't matter and you're making a journal for you, then it doesn't matter. Because once you get ready to fold it, it's gonna have a little bend, right? Or the other thing you can do, yeah, score. That's it. Score it so that way it folds better than what I just did right there, because that was a real hack job. But this book right here, it folds, it lays flat, and it has room for growth. So I didn't make the spine, didn't make the stitches tight, because I wanted whoever to get it, if they wasn't a watercolor, they didn't just do watercolor, if they did mixed media, then it has room to grow. So, and it has, let's see, two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 signatures. Hey, Bernadette. Bernadette, you're not at my house no more. Last week, this time, we were putting meat on the grill. Just hanging out. I got the books on clearance. Hope it's the Fabriana paper. It said made in Italy. If it said made in Italy, then is it watercolor? Then if it says made in Italy, then it's the watercolor, it's the new one, because the old paper wasn't made in Italy. Um, where's a I don't even know if I have a cover for an old one, because I made them into journals. So maybe. But the other thing is, yeah, so make your own. Like, if you don't know how to Coptic stitch, go on YouTube. You can get a crash course. Some of them, they do it fast, but at least you can slow it down and try it. Or you can join my membership. We have it, like, we do all things. But it's fun. So that way it'll lay down, and it does. It lay down flat as flat can be, and you can do all the things. So that's a little walkthrough of, like, I started with my books and I'm ending with the books. So that's a great way. Anybody got any other questions since we went down question lane? But this paper is it. And remember, if you go by Five Below, go on in there, grab this pad. It's on the ring, right? And it still shows up like it's still beautiful paper. I didn't have, and it doesn't pull on your brush. So sometimes paper, if it's not really good quality paper, it'll kind of pull your brush. You'll have to have it happen to you before you really understand. Um, but yeah, so this is me just practicing. It took medium good. So I've thrown some stuff at the paper. A lot of water. A lot of water. Look at that. Is that beautiful? So this is from Five Below paper. $5 for the pack. Now I wouldn't take these out and put them in a frame or anything, because it's the paper, and I'm not sure what the watercolor was. I should have probably put it on there, but I don't know. See, took some scrubbing. You can tell if paper can take it, if it takes some scrubbing. And when I say scrubbing, I mean you wake it back up, right? So that's how that kind of works out. These are pretty. Now, I believe Stephanie asked a question about painting in the morning or in the evening. When I do these right here, I feel like I was painting in the evening, because I feel like I took this pad and, like, it was I remember being in the room with this pad, because I couldn't sleep, and so I would paint. Oh, hold on, y'all, Blake back. Good boy. Yeah. He's such a good boy by going out and pottying and coming back to the door. I have a door to the studio, thank goodness. But yeah, so I was not sleeping, and so when I wouldn't, watercoloring would calm me, and it was easy for me to go to sleep. Thinking of our friend Graham again. Do you know you can tape down your single sheets of paper so it don't curl up? Karen will be able to. Yeah, we did that. Yes. Yes. Um, so the tape I have, I use washi tape, but the tape I have is actually painter's tape. Don't go buy the art tape, it's too expensive. If you got some painter's tape out there in your tool shed or in your toolbox, use some painter's tape. So if you don't have, say you have this right here, then you can take it and just go around the edges, or you can cut it in however you want your spine to be. But yeah, use regular painter's tape. I bought, and then I have some other tape that I got off of the A store. Can't remember what it was, but it wasn't enough. By the time you get through spreading this stuff out and using it as much as I was using it, I was spending too much money. So again, I saw somebody on I want to say maybe, what's her name? Denise Love. I maybe think she used it. Yeah, painters take Dollar Tree and the dollar. Yes, absolutely. Don't go and spend a whole lot of money, because the first time I did, I went and bought art tape, right? It wasn't enough. Like, what? Like, I was using too much tape. I was painting too much. But you'll have fun. As a matter of fact, we did that the other day. We did, there it is. We did that thing. I painted these. I actually have did it with washi tape. Now, if you got some washi tape that adheres good, you can use washi tape. And then here's another trick. If the washi tape acts like it wants to pull your paper up, because sometimes it will, you get your heating tool and kind of go around it, and it'll loosen it up. But yeah, that's what I did on here. These are already signed and ready to go, because this is on Arches paper. Arches paper with Daniel Smith and some of my handmade watercolors. Y'all know I have a handmade watercolor palette that I hoard. Paint from India, paint from Italy. Yeah. So those, yeah. So do that. That's fun too. Just have fun. Hey, Graham, or anybody else that's on here think that's doing stuff at World Watercolor Month. If it comes to your mind, do it. And that I can say at the end of it all, you can say, been there, done that. But this is the why I said, look at that. These are um they're all right. I can tell it was the watercolor. It wasn't the paper, it was the user error. Graham says good tape tips. I have painter's tape. Awesome. I only use watercolor paper as I still am praying water control. You're still okay, you're still, yeah, yeah, yeah. So watercolor, yeah, I only use watercolor paper for watercolor. Unless I'm doing mixed media. That's a little different. I'm not really trying to control anything, but see how you have these when I was learning how to do the English rose, you know, this $5 book was a good thing. It wasn't about paper, it was about technique. So I don't care what it looked like, but the techniques I was doing, and I didn't have to really waste a lot of paper. That English rose, I'm still can't. It got better, but if you mess that center up with that English rose, the rest of it just looked like blobs. And I was just like, oh, look at that. That one's better, but I kept trying. See, I didn't give up. I kept trying. And I kept making it bigger, thinking it was going to make it better. It didn't. But my centers are getting better. It's getting better. Oh, that's pretty. My poppy whirl. I love poppies. Oh, and then we have some paper. Some paper over here. Let's see. We got some paint. Let's keep using this color. It was working. I think you could see real good with this color. I use a lot of water. And we're gonna, hold on, let's move you because I don't want you to get wet or get anything on you. All right, so we put over here, it depends on how much you want the pigment to be. That's what that depends on, how much you want it to look like. So I'm gonna lay this brush down, just drag it, right, and lay it down so you can see. See, gotta go back over it. That's the paper, see, and the water. Because remember I said you can put the water to the paper, but this paper is not, it's 140 pounds, but you'd have to go into what it's made out of. You'd be like, well, all of it's 140-pound paper. What's the difference? I learned that what they make the paper out of is really how it kind of receives the water. So let me see if I can do that again. Let's do that over here. See? So let's get a lot of water on the brush and rub. See, put a lot of water, but I wanted more pigment. And all you do is keep going over it and it covers itself up, but you gotta put a lot of water down. That's gonna be a big flower. This is my favorite. Watch them burst. Look at that. Oh, that's what I love most about watercolor is watching it do its thing. That. Put that right there. Boop, boop. And kind of come in there with some more pigment, and that kind of accentuates the petal. Bring that down. And then we're going to put a bud on it because that's the back side. This is the front. Blake, whatever you're doing, it doesn't sound like you should be doing it. You might want to stop. Lay the brush down. Kind of come around with the petals. Boom. That's it. So this is inexpensive paper. I don't think it comes, I've seen it in my studio any cheaper than $5. And it still does a good job. Because right now it's all about technique. It's not about whether the paper is receiving it good or what. It's just about we're working on the technique of the brush and the pigment and the water, kind of. So it still can work out. But those are my little watercolor tipsies that for me as a watercolorist. But at the end of the day, this is how I feel about watercolor. This is how I feel about it. It's a personal preference. I can never tell you, you need to do this or you need to do that. I will never tell you what you need to do. But what I will tell you that you need to do, you need to have fun. That's what you need to do. You need to have fun. And if you're not having fun, then you need to ask yourself, what can make me have fun? Is it the paper that is not working with it? Is it the colors? Is it the watercolors? Because once you get down to, wow, maybe you're not enjoying watercolor, it could be then at that point, paper, could be the brush, could be it's time for you to get out of the inexpensive paints and go on up there because now you've realized that you've outdone or outgrown maybe what I call craft paints. And craft paints are just, they're pigmented differently. You might want something to be bold and vibrant. So when it pops off the page, you can say, boom, I did that and did. So there's a difference But I just want you to start somewhere, right? Vibrancy. You might want vibrancy. You might want it to be like, pow, when somebody look at it. And that's what I knew that was going to do. Fabriano paper, Daniel Smith watercolor, and a little bit of Rosa Gallery on there, right? The vibrancy, I did this one last week. Vibrancy is still there. That purple is just even better, right? Look at that. Turn this one into a mixed media piece. I stamped it, and then I put embossing powder over my stamp: peace, grace, love, and joy. And remember, that was something I showed y'all, but I still used it. So watercolored the background and then stamped my flowers over it. This is what I'm saying. Then you ask yourself the question. Yeah, don't compare your art to others, do you? I mean, even me, I'm telling you, people are like, I want to learn how to do your flowers. No, I want you to learn how to do your flowers. I want you to show up for what makes you happy, because trying to do my flowers will probably frustrate the hell out of you. Why? Because when I paint, it comes from a painful place some days. To paint like this means that you have to have had a hardening of the heart, and you're trying to talk yourself off of the hard places and come and be soft. That's what the flowers now mean. Graham, oh, here's another background, Graham. We did this one and then slapped it on, and the background was the gel pool. Beautiful. These just turned out beautiful. So I want to leave you with this because I'm hungry. I want you to live vicariously through color. Find a color, whatever color, doesn't matter. Find a medium. So, because these days we're living vicariously through TV or somebody's life or whatever. I want you to live vicariously through color. I'm still going to be on Carol's ranch though, but color can carry the emotion without requiring you to make a long explanation. It's like that color, oh, this made me very happy. You don't need a whole explanation. Why'd you spray yellow on it? Because it made me happy. Like that made me, this is my Dina Wakley gloss spray. I sprayed it over this print. And looking at that, it just makes me happy. Every time I pull it out, I'm just like, oh, that makes me happy. So even though you start out with watercolor, you can still mix it. You can build a world on paper that reflects your piece. And that's what I be wanting to do. So when I live vicariously through color, I'm going to look at the beauty within. I'm going to look at the beauty, give myself grace. What is it for me? I'm going to find vision in whatever color I'm going to use, right? But color gives you permission to return to the piece that I'm looking for. And that's what slapping paint on paper does for me. Choosing a shade, choosing a certain shade might make me smile. Choosing certain colors might make me feel alive. Like I told you, that purple made me feel confident. Be like, oh. And then when you paint a background that makes your heart feel free, oh my goodness. You just kind of like love it. Trees does not have to be green and brown. Trees can be purple. Your flowers don't have to be the colors of flowers. You can have green flowers. You can have gray flowers. Your flowers can be whatever your imagination wants it to be. So this is why I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you permission to just live vicariously through color, right? Don't wait for something to kind of just say, yeah, you need to paint purple flowers because flowers are purple. You need to paint pink roses because roses are, pink or yellow. No, paint some black roses. You might feel like doing that. So today, do not simply choose a color because it matches or it's what the world says is right. Choose a color because of how it makes you feel, because that's usually what I do. Oh, Stephanie said I started watercoloring via a podcast of Denise Love and Emma LaFave. Oh, if you watch the Emma LaFave, I still watch her, but I don't watch her as much because I don't want to be that loose. That's why I love Emma LaFave. I have Emma LaFave brushes. Y'all remember I told y'all those are my favorite brushes, Emma LaFave watercolor brushes. I got them all. And do because her brushes, they are designed and they're soft. They are designed So in the future, remember, we're going to have caramel coil, slap and paint on paper brushes. We're going to design them. It's going to be a filbert for sure and a round brush. I'm just waiting, just waiting. Whenever God decides to drop that in my mailbox or drop it in my email box to the invite to do it. Right? All right, so I want y'all to choose a color today as y'all create and move out. I want you to choose a color that's gonna make you happy, because y'all know over here choosing a color for me represent my heart is happy and I'm full of peace, hope, and renewal, and love, and joy, and all the things that I need to go out in the world some days. Okie dokie. So I'm gonna leave you with a question. Y'all know I always have a question for you. I ain't had one lately, but if your heart could travel through one color today, which color would you choose? And where would it take you? That's your journaling prompt for today. If your heart could travel through one color, you can only choose one color. Which color would you choose? And where would it take you? I would choose yellow and it would take me to Italy. All right, guys. It's been fun hanging out with y'all. But I gotta go eat. I'm hungry. Because y'all gotta keep in mind I started at 11. I just realized it's after 1 o'clock. I love y'all, and I thank each and every one of you for showing up. And thank you, Graham, for making me kind of go down that rabbit hole of things, because I felt like that's very important for World Watercolor Month and the new people that are trying it for the first time here in World Watercolor Month 2026. Hey, buddy, what's up, buddy? Buddy, I'm finna go. Buddy, I need to call you. I'm gonna eat and then I'll probably call you if you're free. Or either call me. Give me, text me. Reach out to me. Y'all, that's my buddy, Bridget. We know each other in real life. All right, guys. I'll see you later. And again, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday. So tomorrow I'll be here at 3 o'clock because PMR Studio is on at 10 o'clock. All right? Go create something beautiful to make your heart happy. Bye.